Okay, today I'm gonna start a video that's gonna take me a little while to complete. I'm gonna make some paper mache Halloween masks. To start off, you have to get some supplies together. It's a bag of flour, some balloons, some tape. I've got an old mayonnaise jar, and I've got an old milk jug. Got some scissors, X-Acto knife, some newspapers, a pen, and a little bucket. Okay, the first thing I've done is I've cut those jugs up to get this piece out of I got this piece out of the mayonnaise jug, and I got this piece out of the milk jug. I still need to cut a place for the eye holes in this, and I'll do that in just a second. But it will be covered up, and then you'll be able to cut it wherever you want. And you can see it's not exactly perfect, but it doesn't have to be. You'll see what I'm talking about once I get started. I'm just trying to get the basic structure to make the mask. Okay, the next thing I did was I took that piece of that milk carton and I blew up a balloon and I taped it to this. Be careful not to pop your balloon. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this newspaper into strips, and I'm gonna take this and make a slurry in this little bucket. Okay, I've cut my newspaper into strips. I like to work with strips like this. And I'm gonna make my slurry. That's about half a gallon of water and about 2 pounds of flour. I'm gonna mix that together. I think it's gonna be right, but you might have to work with your slurry mixture until you feel like it's right for you. So that come out looking pretty good. What you're doing is kind of just making some glue. I'm gonna dip the strips in and cover the balloon with this mixture. I'm gonna dip the strips in there and cover the whole balloon with this mixture here in the paper. Hey kitty, that's not something for you to eat. Okay, now I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna do this. See, I kind of made a mess here, but I set it over here so it can dry. That's what it looks like right now. It doesn't look like much, but now I'm gonna do the same thing with the other one, but I'm not gonna film it. I'm just gonna do it. Okay, here's what they look like now. I'm gonna let them dry, and I'm gonna put one more coat of paper on them, and then I'm gonna let them dry overnight. Okay, it's been about 24 hours, and man, the sun is hot out here in Texas today. They've dried, and you can see they're really pretty hard. I'm going to cut a hole in the bottom of it, but I'm not going to cut the hole for the head yet. When you cut the hole for the head, it's going to be kind of right around here. I'm just going to cut a small hole in it now, because I'm going to put a couple of more layers of paper mache on it, and I want to be able to put it up on a stick. I'm gonna cut a hole in it, so I can put it like a stick in a bucket and something and set it on top of there, so I can bring it up to here and I can move it around, and it's be easier to work with now. I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 more layers of paper mache on these. Now, if you wanted to, you could just go ahead and paint it now. You could go ahead and cut the head hole and decorate it and paint it, because it's hard enough for probably what most people are going to do, but I want it to last a long time, so I'm going to put 2 more layers on it and then let it dry overnight again. Then I'll finish cutting the head hole. I'll show you how to do that, and then it'll be ready to prime and decorate and paint finish. But today it's going to be 2 more layers on it. Okay, now I've put 3 layers of paper mache on this mask here. This is the one that was made with the mayonnaise jug. Today I'm going to cut a hole for the head and the eye holes, and I'm going to prime the whole thing with white paint. But it's something I like to do. I mean, you might not really have to even do that, but it's just something that I like to do. So I'm going to use this Sharpie, and I'm going to try to mark where I think it might be a good idea to measure your head, but I'm going to mark where I think I should cut. It doesn't really matter where you mark on this now because you're going to paint over it, so don't worry about being perfect about this. I'm going to say that to fit over my head, it's going to have to come all the way out to here. All the way out to here to fit over my head. I don't know. I really don't know, but I'm going to start off maybe a little bit smaller than what I think it should be, and then if I have to kind of carve my way into it, I will. Try to make sure that I think it looks even on both sides. It looks like where it's supposed to be. I'm gonna cut it right there and see what I get from that. Okay, I cut the initial hole, and I tried to put it on my head, but it wouldn't go yet. So I'm gonna cut it right around here. I'm gonna mark it. I'm gonna keep cutting it toward the back. This is gonna be the part in the back that you're really not gonna see, and it might sit down on your shoulders far enough that nobody can really see this part of it. But I'm gonna have to try to widen it a little bit because you can't wear it like that. If you're not planning on wearing it, if you're just gonna set it on the shelf, you don't have to worry about this part. And like I say, if you're making something for a child, or you're really not trying to hold on to anything, you don't have to spend a whole lot of time on it. You can do it spend as much time and be just as detailed on it as you please. Okay, now I've cut the hole in it. It's big enough to fit on my head. I can put it on my head, and since I've done that one, now I can take this one, and I can, by using this one, and I know this one is right, I can use this one to understand how big I need to cut this other one. So I'm going to do that now. On this one, you can see that I cut the initial hole, and I tried to wear it, but it's not big enough to fit over my head. So it's better to start out smaller, and then work your way up. So I decided to cut it a little bit wider to here, so it'll work. Okay, so now this one is cut. There's some parts right here that you might be concerned about, but you can go back and put some. I'm gonna go back and put some glue on this. If you ever really screw it up, it's not a total loss. You can remake it with some more paper mache if you have to. I'm gonna cut the eye holes. They don't necessarily correspond with the eyes on the mask. It's just a place where you can see out of the mask. And remember, I left the space in there so I could cut it easily. I'm gonna mark them. I'm gonna mark my holes, then I'm gonna cut, and then I'm gonna cut them. I'm gonna make a hole, and then I'm gonna push a pin through there to make the hole, finish making the hole. So I'm gonna put the ones for this one right here, and here, here, Okay. Okay, now I've cut the eye holes in it here and here. You're gonna need to see, so don't worry about where they're at. You can, if the paint's dark enough, you probably won't be able to see them, or you can hide it in the, hide those in the design of the mask. Now I'm gonna do this one. Okay, now I'm gonna prime them with white spray paint. I use this flat paint. Okay, so this is what it looks like now. Just gonna let them dry for a minute, and then I'm gonna look at it. You see, there's some parts on it that you can see that don't look perfect, but I'm gonna go back and fill those gaps in with some glue and then paint it again. Like right here, I don't know if you can see it, but like right there, there's a seam. I'm gonna go back with some glue and glue those down and fill them in, and then I'm gonna paint it again and it'll look smooth. I'm working on my Halloween masks. This one is gonna be a robot. It's gonna have lights in the head of it. It's gonna have lights on the eyes. This one's gonna be a demon. It's taken me a minute to work on this, but you're gonna see it's gonna look a lot different. Okay, now I've started to decorate this one. I got some little wire brushes and cut them, and I made him some teeth. This is gonna be a robot, by the way. And I cut some holes where I put the eyes. I cut a hole in the head because I'm gonna put this. I bought a plastic bowl, and I'm gonna put these lights in the top of it, and put a cord around the edge for the eyes. I got these lights. They come with a little flame on them. They're like little tea lights, but I pulled that off, and I cut a hole in this ball that I got from a blind ball, and I'm gonna make the eyes like this. They're gonna light up too. So on this one, the eyes and the head are gonna light up. And in the back, I got this from Dollar Tree. It's gonna make a sound. Okay, I've got some silver spray paint to spray this with, and I'm pretty much gonna take some more steps with it and bring it back and show you what I've done. Okay, this is what the robot mask looks like now. I got this bowl at Dollar Tree. I found this little cord in the alley. This is like a little piece of plastic that came in some baby socks. I cut a cord off old microwave so it could have a power cord. And then I put this buzzer on there that I bought from Dollar Tree. Anyway, I'm gonna mask it and I'm gonna shoot it the first time. Okay, this is what it looks like now. I've painted it. I'm gonna be done with it now. You know, it's not perfect, but the next video I take will be of it as I would call it finished. Okay, the time has come for the grand reveal. This is the robot mask that I made. This is the other mask I'm working on. It's gonna be like a demon or something like that. I'm gonna continue working on it, but I'll finish that one eventually. I just don't want to get in a hurry and I'm kind of busy at work right now. But I have finished the robot. You can see the eyes have lights. There's his teeth that I made out of those wire brushes. I made his mouth out of a box. I made the head out of a balloon and a mayonnaise jug. These little things came in some baby socks. I found these push pins that kind of look like rivets, put that on there. It's got some lights. It's got like a little plug on there. It's kind of a funny thing. And it's got a buzzer on it. And then here's the lights in the head. It has a remote control for the lights in the head. And that's what it looks like. You can make it look different ways with this remote control. So that's what it looks like. And when you're making this kind of stuff, you know, just use your imagination. Try to make something look like something else or whatever. You could use this same kind of technique to make a piñata or one of those giant heads like you see at the Mardi Gras, or any kind of art you can conceive of. You know, you have to just use your imagination and sometimes make do with what you have, and you don't have to spend any money hardly at all to make something like this. I did spend some money to make this one look like it does, but you don't have to. Anyway, I sure hope that you've enjoyed watching this video, and if you like this kind of content, please press like and please subscribe to my video. And if you think you know anyone who might enjoy this video, please share it with them. And thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.